call it the devil's weed. Others call it medicine. Irregardless of what you choose to call it, marijuana usage has increased over the past years. According to the CDC, 3 in 10 Americans consume marijuana products like edibles, CBD, CBN, and flower. Marijuana is also the most commonly used drug federally. Center for Diseases Control and Prevention Center, 2001, June 8th. The benefits of legalizing marijuana federally will outweigh the cons of citizens illegally buying and using these products. I will be discussing how legalizing marijuana will have an impact on our crime rate, bring in billions of dollars in tax revenue, and make medical advances. First, I'd like to define a few things for better understanding. Let's start with recreational weed or marijuana. The recreational weed definition refers to cannabis used for enjoyment rather than for health benefits. However, recreational weed and medical marijuana have the same composition, which means that you might tap into some of the health benefits when using recreational marijuana. Murphy A., July 13, 2001. What is recreational? Recreational defined by Weed Maps. Now let's talk about medical marijuana and what it means. Marijuana that is available only by prescription and used to treat a variety of medical conditions such as pain, anxiety, nausea, and glaucoma. Merriam-Webster Dictionary, medical marijuana definition and meaning. Retrieved May 30th, 2022. Now, I will be discussing the difference between state and federal laws. Federal law is a body of law created by the federal government of the country. Federal versus state law definition, retrieved May 31st, 2022. In the United States, state law is the law of each separate U.S. state, as passed by the state legislature and adjudicated by the state courts. It exists in parallel and sometimes in conflict with United States federal law. Federal versus state law definition, retrieved May 31st, 2022. So what that basically means is that federal law outweighs state law. So even if something is legal in the state, it's illegal. If it's illegal federally wise, then the federal outweighs the state. Let's discuss how legalizing marijuana will impact the crime rate. This research has been done by Cody Jurgensen, an assistant professor of the criminal justice and Boise State University. Now let's discuss the war on drugs. The war on drugs is basically a war on marijuana. Most of the drug arrests and time spent is made on marijuana. The war on drugs hasn't actually reduced the crime rate or crimes associated with drugs. The war on drugs cost $47 billion, and it's created mass incarceration, which also costs us billions of dollars. Some alternatives to the war on drugs are harm reduction programs that have been proven to be more effective than the war on drugs, like therapeutic community programs and drug programs have shown to be a lot more effective. The legalization of marijuana can bring billions of dollars in tax revenue. How do marijuana taxes work, you ask? Cannabis excise tax, cultivation tax, sales tax. So basically everything is taxed. California's tax revenue since 2018 has been $3.44 billion in taxes. In 2021, we made $817 million simply on marijuana taxes. Marijuana consumption has actually increased since the pandemic, and it has created 321,000 jobs. So 321 people are fully employed and work in the cannabis industry. Now I'll be discussing where all these profits in the state of California are going, where they're being allocated to. $400 million will go to child care and prevention services. $279 billion are going to the Department of Social Services. $81 million will be going to youth prevention programs. 21,000 low-income children will benefit. However, 2.3 million children are eligible for these programs, according to Lorenzo A. Cuts to California Cannabis Taxes and How It Would Harm Youth and Advocates. February 16, 2022, NBCnews.com. Lastly, I'll go over how legalizing marijuana can help make medical advances. The U.S. is currently dealing with an increased addiction to fentanyl, Oxycontin, and opiates, which is the leading cause to overdose and death. Studies show that the legalization of recreational marijuana has decreased the death by opiates by 25%. Mitchell I., January 5th, 2016. Public health benefits for legalizing cannabis. Both sides of the coin. The Canadian Medical Journal. The legalization of medical marijuana would remove the research blockage that's preventing studies from being done on cannabinoid. This compound is not associated with the high of marijuana. It is not known to be addictive, and it is also known to help with anti-seizure, anti-anxiety, and antipsychotic medication. The study of cannabinoids have been restricted because of the criminalization status of marijuana. CBD has helped children with ADS decrease problematic behavior by 80%. Berger, updated February 15, 2022. How popular is CBD? The checkup. Seniors who have started using CBD have noticed an increase in quality of life by 64%. Berger, updated February 15, 2022. How popular is CBD? The checkup. Now let's talk about people and their concerns on the legalization of marijuana. People say it's a gateway drug. Others say it's an addictive drug. If legal, it can be dangerous because it will be more available. However, you do have to be 21 years or older, and people will be driving under the influence. Well, aren't people doing that anyways right now? I mean, alcohol, even painkillers. Some people don't listen to those labels. There's always going to be that one somebody. In conclusion, overall, the medical and financial and criminal justice benefits from legalizing marijuana can help low-income families, lower incarceration rate, which also saves us money that can be allocated elsewhere, and most importantly, it can help develop new medicine. So next time you drive past your local dispensary, just remember that the tax revenue brought in by that business can help change the future of